Hello, and thank you for joining me today on Live with a Purpose. Have you ever had a point of view? You know, a lot of these games that young people play are POV, point of view. You see things from a certain perspective, from the player's perspective. Well, God also has a perspective, which we miss a lot of times. We don't see it because we're thinking about what's happening with us. It's as if we're wearing a hat and we only get to see from here down. And so we miss what God may be doing. And in other cases, we just simply don't know what God may be sort of cooking up there in his design. He knows, but we don't. And so sometimes we have to suffer, and we don't know why. We have this story today from Joseph. You remember Joseph was, in the book of Genesis, was betrayed by his brothers. His brothers were jealous of him, and they sold him into slavery. But God had a different turn of events. Even though no one understood, and Joseph didn't get why he was being punished, in the end, it is revealed. And so in Genesis 50, the last chapter of the book of Genesis, from verse 15, we have this. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, "It may be that Joseph will hate us and pay us back for all the evil that we did to him." So they sent a message to Joseph saying, "Your father gave this command before he died. Say to Joseph, please forgive the transgression of your brothers and their sin, because they did evil to you. And now please forgive the transgression of the servants of the God of your father." Joseph wept when they spoke to him. His brothers also came and fell down before him and said, "Behold, we are your servants." But Joseph said to them, "Do not fear, for am I in the place of God? As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive as they are today. So do not fear. I will provide for you and your little ones." Thus he comforted them and spoke kindly to them. Well, we have so much here to talk about, but we're only really interested today in a point of view. Their brothers were still strange characters. They still were lying all the way to the end and making up stories about what their father Jacob had said, which he did not say. At least that's what they said. But Joseph wasn't interested in that. He was past that at this point. He saw that it was God's hand that had got him into servitude, into slavery, even by the hands of his own brothers, so that he might save them and save a whole nation that was yet to come. It was selfless of Joseph to act towards his brothers the way he did. He could have had vengeance over them because he ruled over them. And notice the turn of events. Now their brothers say, "We are your servants now. We are your slaves now." But he didn't treat them as such. And not only that, he says, "I'm going to bless you. I'm going to do essentially what you did not do to me. I'm going to treat you different." Why? Because he wanted peace with God. He understood his role in the world. They meant it for evil. Other people mean things for evil, or to be sneaky, or to be selfish. But God means things for good in the end, if we give him glory, if we understand that he is good, if we take the blinders off from the top down and look up and say, "Lord, what are you doing? I may not understand it, but I know that you're a good God, and I know one day I will be with you. In the meantime, I am your child. I am your servant." So I encourage you to focus on not so much on the pain that people cause, on the things that happen to you or have happened to you, all of the violence and the embarrassments and the mockery. God is good. We could either spend time wasting time, running out the clock, thinking about those things, which in the end are going to do nothing for us in glory. Or we could spend time leaving those things behind and even going overboard as Joseph did and blessing the people that have hurt us and honor God that way and turn things around for his glory and be set free. He was set free. Thank you for joining me today on Live with a Purpose.